Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to November's Collection Obsession Wrap-Up. So, as you know, my collection obsession that I was using for the month of November was this gorgeous Carta Farmhouse collection. And I did get 4 layouts done, so that does make me very, very happy. I feel like I've made good use of the collection. You'll see in a moment that I still have quite a bit left. Now, I did not buy that much of this collection. So something that playing along with this series is making me realize is, you know, although we keep saying and scrapbooking supplies are expensive, when you buy complete collections, if we're a little bit more judicious in what we buy and buy according to what we use. For instance, in this case, I did get the collection pack. So that was 12 by 12 papers and a sticker sheet. But then I just got the chipboard, and I did get one ephemera pack. And that is basically all I got. Now, truth be told, by the time I got around to getting myself organized to get this collection, this is all I could get. But as it turns out, that is all I definitely needed. So it made it fairly reasonable in cost, probably around the $32, $33 mark Canadian, because I think the collection packs are 22, 23, something like that, or at least they were. And I have 4 layouts here, and quite frankly, I think I can get definitely maybe, 3 more or so. So in the end, if we do buy judiciously and we use our goodies, it is quite good value for what we pay. So there you go. That's sort of a little bit of a flash to me. I don't know how you feel about that. Let me know your thoughts down below, because yes, our lovely supplies tend to be a little expensive, but then when you sort of break it down, it's not so bad. I think what we need to be careful of, or at least what I need to be careful of, is buying things from a collection that I'm not going to use. And you've heard me mention this a lot lately, not so much ephemera. And I definitely learned that through both this series and going through and organizing and really looking at a lot of my leftovers when I was using collections. So at the end, I think, buying the things that we know we are going to use, and leaving aside, not buying an entire collection for an entire collection. There we go. I'm rambling. I have no idea where that came from, because I'm really just here to share the 4 layouts and my leftovers, my friends. But there, needed to do a little philosophy, I suppose, while I was at it. I'm sorry if there's a little bit of shadow. As I mentioned, I'm still adjusting a little bit to this time of the year, and you see it's going on 2 in the afternoon, so the sun is really, really, really starting to come in to my space. And then when it moves out of my space, it tends to be already a little too late to record. Anyway, at least on this portion, we don't have the shadow. So, first layout, and this is going to be one of my favorites this month for sure. It's sort of this wall. The inspiration I took was from my gallery wall, and I created all these fun shaker pockets. This was for a Spiegel Mom Scraps design team project, the one I did on the 4th, and I love it. And in this one, I used Ancestry, and the majority of it was Sweet Summer in the 4 large rectangles, and these lovely little circular shakers were with Ancestry, and I believe both of these are still in the shop. So layout number 1. Layout number 2 is actually the third one that I created, but this one was for this month's Everyday Inspiration on the 15th, and it was a fun. I took inspiration from the photo that MK provided us. I took inspiration from sort of the semicircle pattern and the large white title that was on her photo, and I quite love this one. It's a little bit whimsical, and it's a fun. All of these have videos, of course, so just go back on my channel and have a look. I have a playlist as well, Collection Obsession, that I keep adding to, so you will have last month's there as well as this month's. And then we have, this is the last layout that I created that you saw, I think maybe just about a week ago. And this is a series, so it's sort of like a two-pager. It's not a double page, but this is the first layout that I created. I think it was layout number 2 that I created, and it is using a sketch by Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, one of the 4 sketches she provided us during her 10-year anniversary celebration. So I used this one for this lovely layout of Joey and Julia, and then I wanted the companion page, which will actually be first in the album, and I used another sketch from Christy's Beautiful Life 10-year anniversary, and they will sit side by side in their album, and I quite like them. So there you go. So 4 layouts, and my friends, I have a lot left. So, oh yes, and on this last one, the sequins I used were from Winter Mixer, and they are definitely still in the shop as well. So, now I have, in terms of paper, I still have, this is not quite 12 by 12. I used a little strip of this on one of the layouts. I think the first of the 2 layouts with Joey and Julia. I have this full sheet left, and this is sort of like a cut apart on this side, so I think I might cut apart at least like 1 or 2 rows of these tags. I might try and actually do a layout with different tags on the background. I think that could be fun. Do a little bit of mixed media underneath, cut some of these tags out. You know, as we've done before, you know, you can do circles or triangles or all, you know, on the background. I think I might want to use tags. I have this full sheet, which is, now you see, I don't think I will use this side, but I do like this side for sure. And this one here, I will use the floral, I'm pretty sure. And then this one I have, this is also, this is a lovely, again, this pattern to me is either too large, it's a little bit too much. I would like it tighter. I would definitely like this tighter, this one as well, if I were to use them as background. So I definitely think I'm going to use this side, again, maybe as a 1/3, 2/3. I don't think I would use this as a full background, but I think I could use definitely this in a 1/3, 2/3, and this part as a 2, or I might use it as a 1/2 and 1/2 with a Belle Boulevard Besties as the background. So you see, just talking to you here, I think we have some ideas already for like 3 or 4 more layouts. So that would make 8 layouts out of this one collection, which I think is amazing, because I have a lot of very usable scraps left as well. This cut apart sheet, I don't think I'm going to use that, but I might use these cut aparts. And if the cut apart per se is not, you know, useful, use it as a mat. So I have some of these, or I could cut this out and use it as an embellishment. The barn doors, which I quite like. I already have an idea for another layout. It's a Toddler Diego one that I want to use, and I want to use these barn doors on from their apple picking day. I have these, which I can easily use as mats or something else. Fairly large scrap there of the barn doors. This Belle Boulevard Besties because it matches. just a little bit of this. I used quite a bit of this paper on a layout, but I have some mats here. I can definitely use those. So very usable scraps here. I have quite a bit of the chipboard left, definitely, because basically, let's see, we pop that in there and that in there. And my friends, I have only used 2 pieces of chipboard and 3 pieces of chipboard. So I definitely need to use that. I have a lot of these frames and tags left, but I used this tag, the gather. I used this sort of tag on another layout. So I did get a little bit of this done, but I can definitely use a lot more. And then as I was organizing my Carta Bella and my Echo Park goodies to get into that Alex drawer, I came across this chipboard all by its lonesome, and I felt the colors matched, so I just popped it in here. So I have all of this left. I enjoyed so much using that collection, and I think I might keep it close by, and definitely I want to try and get one more layout maybe done before I put it away for a little while, and that's, as I mentioned, one of the Toddler Diego ones, so you may see that come up in December somewhere. So there you go, my friends. Thank you so much. Everybody who plays along in Collection Obsession will be linked down below. It really is a fun series. It's a twist on a kit. I really, I'm so thrilled that Scylla and I think it's Terry came up with this idea, and I'm so happy they are allowing me to play along. And let's see. Now, if you saw anything go by as I've been doing some of my organizing, I have a lot more to do, but did you see anything that you think I should use as my Collection Obsession in December, or shall I surprise you? Let me know down below. Make sure you pop on over and see everybody else and what they got up to with their Collection Obsession from November. Bye for now, my friends.